and sorry in advance for the crappy voice. I feel like it's coming and going, you know, like in and out. But yeah, it's going to remain that way for a bit, I'm afraid, because I'm not sure yet what it is. I've been told it might be allergies, but yeah, I'm not sure. And it has been more than a month since I started, and so I don't know when it's going to end, and if it's going to end, if it's going to be back to normal one day. So we'll see. Or we'll hear, I guess. So, back to the topic. This video is an intro video for a new series on my channel, and I'm calling it World Hopping. Oh gosh, you wouldn't believe how long it took me just to do that tiny bit, introduction bit, just before here. The video editing software I'm using just wouldn't cooperate with me. But yeah, anyway, here we go. That series, basically, it's going to be a look backstage of the different worlds I have been creating, renovating, editing, building, etc. It's also a video I'm making to be able to refer to if there are questions I get later that I'm answering here. So yeah, that's another plus here. So the idea is to share a look, information, where can I find tips, etc. here, while working on different worlds I have in my game, or that I have retired, or that I have in the creatable tool where we are right now, and that I'm still playing with, or I've been playing in. Yep, that's the main goal here. A bit of a disclaimer, let's say, first, before I really start. Well, it doesn't apply to the previous world we saw, and might not even apply to this one, but well, we'll see. The thing is that most of the worlds I'm going to showcase here in that series, most likely I won't be sharing them. Uploading a world to share it's a lot of work, and The Sims 3, it's my hobby. It's actually the only video game I'm still playing. I grew up playing a lot of video games, but I found out that this one, with mods, it kind of encompasses a bit of everything I've always wanted in a video game. So I really don't want that hobby of mine to feel like a chore. Also, I'm not that tech savvy, so it does take a while before I can share something and to check everything extra. So it takes from my free time, and I need my free time. Also, as you're going to see, all my worlds are work in progress. I'm never done. It's the main reason I'm doing that series, actually. This one is very much a work in progress because it's just at the early stages of being edited. So it's Alcimara, but I'm editing it so that I can have boats on the river, and okay, I'll talk about it later when it's an episode on it. Here it's just an overview of different worlds I have. So even if I've already started playing in a world, I tend to have it back in the Create World tool at one point or another to work on it some more. I'll remove things, and then I install everything back in my game and play some more. And sometimes I don't play for a while, and then I go back to that world a bit later, and it's different from previously. So even worlds that I've shared, they are going to look different in my game because I went back to the Create World tool after I've shared them and changed a few things again because for me it's part of the game. The Create World tool is part of the whole game, and that's not why I like The Sims 3 so much is because I can remodel the worlds and have them evolve. And when I learn something new, incredible, I can apply that to a favorite of mine, a favorite world of mine, and then they get a fresh coat of paint, if you will. So back to the series itself. The main idea I went with for that series is to show you, well, everything. Like the behind the scenes, the backstage of the making of process. And some of those worlds are going to be somewhat done. So like Sim State University, I've actually played with it and shared it because someone asked if I could share it. And yeah, this one was quite a bit of work actually to prepare. So it's mostly done. I mean, I've been playing with it, but if I go back to it, I'm going to change a few things because I remember seeing a few things I wanted to change. There are going to be other worlds that are going to be on the early stages of being created, and you know, where there is almost nothing. Some of them won't even have an official name. But then I think that it might be super fun to see all the evolution of the world with what it used to look like, or even from the idea of the world. So the previous one, it didn't even have a name, but I put the distant train. This one, I've not been there in a while. It's downtown from The Sims 2. And well, it's not, but it's a reinterpretation. It's a very small world. And I actually did some speed builds there before, well, I did them I have them in my archives. I used to do videos, but I haven't posted them on YouTube. So this one is another edit of Sunset Valley. I've got a few of these, and I've never really played in it in Sunset Valley, but I've done a few edits. So this one was to have a canal. So I just wanted to see if I was able to do that. So this one is actually a second idea for a town I made before, which was an edit in-game of what's the name of that? The supernatural one, Moonlight Falls. So yeah. So here we have Strange Town. I need to rework it. There are a few items that are floating extra because I was already reworking it a few years ago, so I need to go back to it and rework it again. So yeah, I expect the different episodes to be a mix of sharing things, ideas I have about the world that is being shown in the video, some footage from the Create a World tool, some other from in-game, and certainly archive pictures. I've got quite a few for Creepy Creek here because I've played quite a bit with that one. And yeah, a bit of everything to do with the making of the world that is going to be featured in that episode. Sometimes when I'm in the mood, I'm going to stick with the same world for a bit. So there might be 2-3 episodes in a row in that series with the same world, and also do, of course, I'll still do other videos, let's play, let's build, and let's renovate extra on my channel. But this series, yeah, I'm going to do to focus more on the making of a world, well, different worlds. Also, I have a big family, so expect guest appearances by my little cousins, nephews, nieces. It might depend on the project too, because some of these I'm going to do with my nephews and nieces, for instance. So, and as I was saying that, I just heard my nephew arrive. So, yeah, first guest appearance, I guess.
Cuckoo! Oh, hello there!
Yeah, he's practicing his English. I'm very proud. So that's my nephew, Mr. T. He's 14. Okay, so I think that's about it for that video, though I'm sure I've forgotten things I wanted to talk about, because it happens every single time, every single video. But yeah, so main idea for this series, taking you backstage and showing you a bit more of the making of the different worlds I have in my game. Ooh, this one is actually what I consider my main world, because it's based on home town, and yeah, I haven't been there in a while. So is it still my main world? But yeah, I'm going to go back soon, because I need to change, adjust quite a few things. I know that I have decorative cows. Oh, here they are. And I would like to have the ones from the store there instead, now that they have been freed from the shed by a mud. So yeah, first episode I'm thinking of doing one on the cursed woods, that are on the screen right now, because I'm very much in the mood for this one. So I'm thinking first episode is going to be about this one, and I'll see you then. À bientôt!